What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Sometimes in the YTBC, I feel like Nostradamus. I feel like Ego Stradamus. I told you guys a long time ago some particular things that I noticed about Broner. Um, and it looks like in the Marcos Maidana fight, those things that I was warning you guys about were kind of exploited. Um, I thought Broner was an entertaining fighter, but there's certain things that struck a chord with me that I noticed with him. A lot of people wanted to compare the Floyd Mayweather. There are very few similarities. I even made a video right after the Malignaggi fight. I think it was in June or July, kind of going over that. That video will be in the link of the description. First of all, let me start off by letting you guys hear what Floyd Mayweather said to Adrien Broner. He posted this on social media and said, at Adrien Broner, hold your head up, champ. I love you. A true champion can take a loss and bounce back, my little brother. So it was good to see Floyd Mayweather reach out to the public, reach out to Adrien Broner, um, show his support. Very kind gesture. Floyd's knuckles are a little bit ashy, but other than that, very kind words to Adrien Broner, who's probably going through it right now. And he has only himself to blame. He's going through it right now because he opened his mouth. He has a big mouth. He was saying he's gonna make Maidana speak English, and he says he's gonna light him up like a Christmas tree. He's gonna be ass beatings. And for two fights now, we've seen and heard Adrien Broner state things and not really deliver to the caliber in which he is presented it. Like, you interviewed him about the Paulie Malignaggi fight. He says he's gonna knock him out, and Paulie got to go, and all kinds of stuff like that. What he was gonna do. Talking is only gonna get you so far. Anybody can say anything. It's actually performing and what you do. And again, for the last two fights, Broner has had trouble, and he hasn't necessarily lived up to the things he was saying. Lennox Lewis even put this on Twitter. He said, if you're going to talk it, you better be able to walk it, Broner Maidana. And I agree with him wholeheartedly, so shout out to Lennox Lewis. Um, you can't just say all these things and get the people's buy-in and people to believe, like, oh, he's going to light him up like a Christmas tree, and have a poor game plan, which is what he did. Um, Back to Mayweather and Broner. I told you guys way back then that their styles are far more different than they are the same. I did a video. I even compared it to Coke and um, Pepsi or some shit. No, actually, I said it's similar to getting the soda at the store, like Dr. Pepper, and then you see the store brand, like the Safeway brand, Dr. Skipper, something that looks exactly like the the can might look the same, the font might even look the same, but it's slightly different. The name is slightly different. I was in the 99-cent store and they had like some fake ass Fruit Loops, and it was like fruity. It said something like fruity O rings or some shit, and the Toucan Sam looked like he was on crack. Horrible. That's kind of what I told you guys Broner was to Mayweather. Um, they're cut from a different cloth in many ways, and for the people who weren't subscribing to me back then when I initially posted the video will be in the link of the description. I kind of want to just summarize with Mayweather reaching out to Broner, kind of summarize and emphasize some of the things that I've noticed since then with Broner, which makes him so different from Mayweather. One, I think Mayweather talks trash. They both have that flamboyant kind of shit talking, but Mayweather backs it up. Another thing Mayweather does is he talks all the shit before the fight, and when it comes to the fight, he seems fully focused and fully ready with one mission, and that's to get the W. And with Adrien Broner, he seems more content mixing it in. Those worlds often collide. He talks hella shit before the fight, and even during the fight, he's doing little things like, you can't hit me, and showboating. Get the fight under control before you try doing that. There's only one person that I really can recall that I've seen him do some outrageous things and clown around, and they were able to get away with it. And that was Roy Jones Jr., and it was in his prime. He would do crazy things like dance, showboat. He put his hands behind his back in one fight. He was like, "I wasn't grabbing the ropes. I was chicken fighting." Like, and he was that dude. He was just a freak of nature. He was very quick. He had power. Um, and he's definitely a legend. But not everyone could do that showboating shit and talking. And like I said, Roy Jones would back it up, and he would do it and not look silly for doing it, which made him like a phenom. Adrien Broner, sometimes he's talking shit. Like I think he was talking shit to Paulie Malignaggi in fight, and Paulie Malignaggi's throwing blows. It doesn't work like that. You can't be showboating and getting tagged in the same. Even if Paulie Malignaggi has no power, who gives a fuck? He's still scoring punches. So that's one thing I don't really see Mayweather do. Now, I mean, he's done little stuff like Canelo in the Canelo fight. Canelo punched wildly into the ropes, and then Mayweather looked off into the distance, like, where were you punching? I didn't see it. Like, just to embarrass and mock Canelo. But that was in the 11th round, I believe, and he firmly had the fight in control, and Canelo didn't make or couldn't make him pay for it. So it's a big difference. So just underestimating the level of respect for the sweet science, Broner shows a lack thereof, and I don't think I've ever seen that with Mayweather. He's always in shape. He comes in around his fight, like his walking around weight is never gets too crazy. But if you watch the All Access with Mayweather Canelo, they show Broner, and Broner looked fat in it, and Mayweather even said something to him. So if you want to be like Mayweather, really be like Mayweather. Discipline your body. Stop all the partying, the drinking, sex tapes, and all kinds of extra unnecessary shit, orgies, and you know what I mean. Like it's not necessarily good for your health. Them bitches could have something. You fucking raw dog. Partying and drinking with Lil Wayne and stuff. Like you're not gonna just be able to do all those things and take on a tough customer in a new weight division for you, like Marcos Maidana, and expect it to be easy work. So like it's like he's letting this easy work statement and phrase get to his head. This shit is really hard work. Floyd Mayweather says that, oh, easy work and stuff like it. He makes it look easy, but it's not easy what he's doing. He actually really disciplines himself. Another thing is Mayweather's like, oh, I don't watch tape. I know for damn sure Mayweather probably watches tape, or Roger watches tape, or Floyd Mayweather Sr. watches tape, and report it to him. But there's no way that he's just fighting aimlessly and he's never seen any tape on any of these people. Like Mayweather, if you let him tell it, he says he's never watched tape and he barely seen Guerrero's fights and stuff. If somebody is in your weight division, a potential opponent in the future, why would you not be checking for him? You know what I'm saying? If someone's coming for your spot, why would you not have them in your sights or in your radar or watch? You're a fan of the sport first and foremost, aside from being a fighter. So that's reason enough to have seen Canelo's previous fights or Robert Guerrero's previous fights or Victor Ortiz. But if you ask Mayweather, he'll act like he's never seen them. So that's I don't think that's true. And Broner's like, oh, I don't watch tapes. Maybe you should. If you're saying you don't watch tapes and you're having performances like that against Paulie Malignaggi where you barely skate by. I thought he did enough to win in the Malignaggi fight, but damn sure didn't do enough against Maidana. So maybe watch tape. Just get out of this fucking villain role or whatever. Refocus yourself. Stop the partying. Stop the drinking. Another significant difference is Mayweather has far better reflexes. His timing, his reflexes, his ability to process, to me, is shitting on Adrien Broner. Especially at welterweight, Broner looks a little bit slower, and it doesn't look like his power is necessarily transitioned up, or he's fully acclimated. But when it comes to reflexes, Mayweather is far more accurate. I feel like he is a far better counter puncher. Like a lot of times when he counter punches with those quick shots, he doesn't miss a lot of them, and they're great scoring shots. And his pot shotting ability is ridiculous. Broner, he was going after Maidana to try to counter, and oftentimes he was missing. And Maidana's not the quickest dude, so when it comes to just the overall reflexes, maybe it's because he went up to welterweight or something, but Broner just doesn't look like he has the same fluidity that like a Mayweather does, just in terms of crisp, clean, fast reflexes, those fast twitch muscles. And there's only so much you could do to quote unquote enhance your speed. A lot of that's God given, so that's probably something Mayweather just has from genetics, really. That's one thing that I noticed that's super different about Mayweather. And then just the Philly shell, it's apparent that Mayweather is far better defensively. Maidana was getting to him in the first couple rounds, the first 3 rounds or whatever. He was still getting to him. Maidana throughout the fight, he was punching around the guard with like wide looping punches, and it was still making its way to the target, getting around the guard. Where I feel like Mayweather's just defense as a whole is a lot more tucked. It's a lot better. There's times where Broner seemed to back straight up, which is something I don't understand. And then one of the other differences is I feel like Broner took a page out of the wrong Mayweather handbook. I feel over the years Mayweather has slightly slowed down, but he's improved in other areas. Like his defense is probably at an all-time best. His ability to process information and ring IQ probably at an all-time best. The way he moves and flows and just implements the sweet science probably at an all-time best. But one of the things he did when he was younger, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd in the lower weight divisions, is he let his hands go a lot more. Now he kind of picks his shots and uses defense, picks his shots, frustrates his opponent, and he's more conservative than he was in the lower weight divisions. Watch the Arturo Gatti fight and then watch the Canelo fight. A little bit different. Granted, Canelo's bigger, and I think Mayweather is not a big welterweight, and he's moving up and fighting big guys like that. So he's fighting a little bit out of his weight class. He probably could make 140. But in the lower weight divisions, Pretty Boy Floyd used to let his hands go a little bit more and put together combinations. That's exactly what the fuck Adrien Broner needs to be doing, letting his hands go. It is a risk in there with a big puncher, but you can't let somebody bully you like Adrien Broner did. He let Maidana completely steamroll him, bully him, and he didn't process the information. He wasn't able to adapt. Mayweather is one of the best fighters that can adapt and remain composed. Shane Mosley rocked him. Mayweather said it himself after the fight. He said, he caught me. It was a good shot. It was a good shot. But look at how he recovered. Broner didn't really recover. He was just like holding and didn't really know what to do. He seemed embarrassed and kind of awestruck, like, oh fuck, like what the fuck just happened. Rigondeaux's another person who composes himself very well when he gets hurt. In the Roberto Marroquin fight, Rigondeaux got rocked. I think he might have been toying around showboating, got rocked, and then he got right back to his game plan. Composed himself real well. Nonito Donaire knocked Rigo down, and I don't know how buzzed he was, but I mean, it might have been embarrassing to him. Got right back up, got back onto his game plan. Broner, his inexperience at a world class level, showed a little bit tonight with the Marcos Maidana fight because he got knocked down and he looked kind of frantic and was just content, like, oh, let me just hold real quick. Mayweather, I think he creates space a lot better, and he makes his opponent more hesitant to throw because he kind of freezes him with just clever timing and pot shotting and his fast countering. That's something Broner needs to work on. He definitely needs to work on his defense. As time goes on, it looks like Broner's defense is getting worse. At one point, I was thinking that Broner had a far better defense than he really does, but it looks like his defense could use work. So maybe he needs to get with like a Pedro Diaz, a Roger Mayweather, Floyd Sr., somebody who's going to kind of give him some all-around overall skills. Diaz, Joel Diaz, somebody. But he needs to balance that out. It's one thing to entertain, but you also have your career and your health at stake. So you got to fight the right fight, and that's really all. So let me know what you guys think. More differences, Mayweather and Adrien Broner. Try to give you guys some comprehensive breakdowns and that kind of stuff. I also did the old video, so check that. The link is in the description if you want some other outlooks. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.